Namaste friends, how are you? I hope you have seen my last video wherein I have explained how to create your own Google Classrooms. We have learned in that tutorial that how to add students in the classroom, how to add teachers as a collaborators. We have also seen that how we can post the study material, homework question, etc. But being a teacher with 18 years of experience, I know whatever best your study material could be, but until and unless you don't know that what your students are doing, are they understanding what you are teaching, are they on track with you can never be a satisfied teacher, right? So I understand that concern. So that's why the today's tutorial is based on that only, how to assess your students in Google Classroom. So we will be learning how to create a small self-graded quiz, so that even the marking could be done by your Google Baba, right? We need not to do the marking. The paper, the test which we are going to create, which will be basically an objective type test that will automatically be checked by the Google. So that efforts of a teacher, being a teacher, will always be a lesson, and you can focus more on your study part. In the next tutorial, then I will be taking up how to create the subjective assessments, because we know that we have to bring the students in the habit of writing the questions also. We just cannot rely all the time on the objective questions. We have to have some subjective part also to assess. So for the next video, the upcoming video, it will be creating your Google assessments, subjective ones, right? But today it's a objective one. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so as you can see, I am on a Google search and I have already logged in with my Gmail account, that is Passionate Teachers Groups account. And next to it, these 9 dots are there, which has got all the apps offered by Google, right? So I just need to pull it down to find out my Google Classroom. So you can see, so these all are the apps which are provided by Google. We will be exploring some of the apps from this list also later in my tutorials. Right now I am going to the Google Classroom, and as I told you, you can directly go to Google Classroom also by typing the in search. You can type Google Classroom and you can directly go there. Now these classroom we have made in the previous tutorial. So what I am doing is I am just going to the trial class 1, and I just need to go to classwork, and I am saying create. Now in the create, I have to say quiz assignment, right? So when I say quiz assignment, so this one I have already put one in. So what I do is I am making a new one here. So I am saying forms. Now when I click on forms, my Google form will get open. Now this is one way to go to Google form. Another way is I am showing it to you by opening a blank window. So it's not compulsory that every time you have to go to your Google Classroom to create a Google quiz. You can make it separately also. The only difference is if you are making it directly from the Google Classroom, its link is automatically added there. If you are creating it separately through a Google form, then you just need to generate a link and then you have to copy that link in the Google Classroom. I will be telling you how to do that also. So first I am just showing you that you can open a blank window and you just type Google Forms. So when you say Google Form, you scroll down, you can find a link which is google.com/forms. So these are the free online survey for personal use, Google Forms. You have to click on it. So when this will get open, you will see that both of these are the same window. So you can see this one is directly taking you to the form window, wherein when you are opening it from a blank window, you just need to say go to Google Form in the personal one, because you are creating it for the personal purpose, not for the business purpose. So it will be going to give you the now from here you have to say blank form. But before that, let me show you that it has 2 pans. One is the upper one, in which these are the templates. Templates are what? They are ready-made designs which are being provided to you with a back-end design, the options available if you want to use it for your purpose. But if you are using it for a teaching purpose generally, so we generally create our own forms. So these all are the forms which from where you can create your own forms, right? So all these are right now blank quizzes. The moment you start adding your more forms in this, it will start showing your forms here, right? So when you click on this small triangle, it will show you 3 different types of forms. One is owned by anyone. So anyone who has created the form, and shared it with you, that will be visible here. Owned by me is all those forms which are being created by you only. You are the owner of those forms. And then not owned by me, and then all those forms which are, which are public forms and are available for anyone to use are being listed in this one. So if whenever I have a list of many forms or assessments, it, as a teacher, when you start making your own assessment, it keep piling up in your drive, then how will you find it out quickly? So you just can click on owned by me, and then you have the list of all the forms that are owned by you only, right? So right now I'm starting with a blank form. So when I click on the blank form, so this is, I just wanted to show you that the moment I say click on the blank form, so this and this window, they both are same now. So from here, both the processes are same, common, right? Okay, so I am closing one of this. Okay, so let's get started. Now, before I start telling you about how to add questions in your test, let me tell you, another thing, that Google has come up with a new feature wherein you can make the Google quizzes where you can add the marks for the questions, and for the objective type of question, Google, if you will add the answers in the answer key, your answers will automatically be checked by the Google and marks will be given. So when you are doing an assessment where you want the students to be assessed on the basis of marks also, then you should go for this new feature. Else you just open the form and start creating it in same way. Otherwise, the second thing, so you have to go to settings for that. And there is an option called quizzes. This is a new feature. So you have to convert. Right now by default it's not a quiz, so that's why it's not marked one. So the moment you make it to a quiz, it will ask you these questions that you want to release the marks as soon as the child completes its form, so immediately after each submission, or later after manual review. Generally later after manual review we do it for the subjective assessments, which I will be taking in the next tutorial. So when it's objective type test and you know that you have already set the answers in the answer key, and it will automatically be checked, so you can always say that the grades could be released to the child immediately after the submission of the test. And a respondent, that means the student who is taking in this test, what can he supposed to see? He can see the missed question, and also he can see the correct answers and point value. Point value is the marks in front of each question, whatever you have allotted to that question. So I'm marking all these 3 true, and I'm saying that release grade immediately because I am going to make an objective assessment, and I'm saying save. The moment I say save, my settings are being done now. Now you can see immediately that this answer key option is available. When I am when I'm converting it not for a quiz, then this option is not there. This answer key option is not there. You can see that that option is not there. But the moment I make it as a quiz, it changes to that option, right? So I'm going back and I'm saying save. So now I'm adding my first question. Now before that, you should know what kind of questions can be added. So I can add short question, paragraph type of questions wherein the child has to write a paragraph as an answer. Then multiple choice questions, check boxes. So what are check boxes? When you want to give child the liberty to select more than one option, then you should go for check boxes. Whereas when you want that child should select only one out of the 4 or 5 given option, then you have to go for a multiple choice questions, right? Then drop down box option is also there, file upload, linear. So all these generally are being used for the subjective part, so that we will be covering next time. So right now I am just focusing on multiple choice question and short answer question. right? So I am first one, I am taking a multiple choice, and I am so untitled. Right now the form is untitled, so I need to give a proper title to my test. Whatever topic is of my test, maybe it is for what grade, that you can write. So right now I am making a general quiz. So sorry. So I am making a general quiz, general knowledge, and I am, let's say, making it for grade 2. Okay, and I am adding the question now. So let's say my first question is, what can we take? We can take which of the following is national animal of India, right? And in the option I am giving, so I'm giving lion, I'm giving tiger, I'm giving elephant, and I am giving, let's say, okay, rhino. Okay. So, after typing the options, you can click on the answer key and you can mark the correct answer. So I know that national animal is tiger, so I am marking tiger, and then I'm saying I'm giving it 1 point. So it's, let's say it's for 1 mark, so I'm saying 1 point and I'm saying done. Now I am moving to the, now this required, what does this mean? This means if you want the child to compulsorily, mandatorily attempt this question, then you have to put it as required. And the moment you put it as required, in front of that question there will be a red star that shows that this is a required question. Wherein if you want to give the option to the child that if he or she does not know any answer, they can leave that question. So in that case you can keep it off, this option as off. Okay, now I am adding, now this is to add another new question, so I am adding another question. So this is the place from where I can add a new question. So I'm going to add a new question, and let's say now I am adding another question saying, when do we celebrate our Independence Day? Okay, so I'm giving the options. So let's say 15th August. Then I'm saying the second one, I'm saying 26th January. Then I'm saying 26th August. And the last, let's say I'm saying 15th January. So I have to go to this, and we know that when we celebrate our Independence Day, that is 15th August. And then I am saying done, and I'm making it as required, and I'm making its point value to, sorry, I have to go here and I have to make it point value as 1, and I'm saying done. Now I am adding another question. Let's show you another new good feature here, that when I'm asking which part of plant makes food. Now as an option, let's say I want to add an image instead of writing the option. So what I can do is, just in front of this I can see this image icon. So I can add the image, and I can say I can go to Google image search. So I'm saying leaf maybe of plant. So I can pick up any picture, whatever I feel suitable, and I can say insert, Then I take another picture and I say Google search and I say root of a plant. So I can pick up any picture which is a little clear. So I'm taking this one, let's say, and I'm saying insert. I'm going to next option. So I'm scrolling it down and I'm inserting another option. And I'm saying I'm saying stem of a plant, and I am taking this picture, maybe this one I think is more clear. And if you feel that images are not that very clear to the child, I can always write the name of the options also. So here I will also write stem, I can write roots, and we will add the last one also. Flower, okay. Instead of fruit, I should say flower. And then maybe I take this picture and I say insert. So you can see I can also, and I write the name also, and I'm just scrolling it up. I'm just scrolling it up and I'm writing the name here also, leaf. And I'm adding the answer key now. So I'm going and I'm saying I don't want this extra option. I'm crossing it and I'm saying answer key, and I know the answer is leaf. I'm making it one pointer. And I'm making it compulsory. I'm saying done. And I'm saying it required. Okay, so I'm going to add the last question. And this time, instead of multiple choice, I'm taking a short answer. Now, please remember that if you wanted to make it a self-graded quiz, then in that case, your short answer should be only one word long. If it will be a sentence, then there are chances that the answer key which you are adding will not match. Maybe the child has answered correct, still it will not match, because every child is going to form a sentence in a different way. Right, so you have to write any one word answer. So let's say I'm giving which sense organ helps to smell. Okay, so let's do this. Now I know that when I'm saying this, so I have to go down and then I have to say answer key. Now in the answer key, I have to enter whatever single word answers could be the correct answers. So for example, because it's a case sensitive also, case sensitive means if the child is entering in the small letter or capital letters, that will also be mashed. Maybe the child has write the correct answer but in the small and you have written in the capitals, even then it won't match. So just enter as many as, like I am saying nose, then I am saying capital nose, then I am saying all in small. So these three could be the the options in which the child could have written the answer or could reply the answer. So I am marking it here one, and I am also, you can see it's given here that I'm correcting it, mark all other answers incorrect. So that means whatever answers is not matching to these three will be marked as incorrect, right? And then okay, now there is one more thing. With every answer key, you always get the choice to add answer feedback. Let's say beside letting the child know that this is the correct answer, you also want to give some additional information about the question, then you can write that also, like we have total 5 sense organs. Now when the child will be able to see the answers, with that the child will also be able to see the feed this extra information. I'm saying save. So that's it for this one. So my form is ready now. I am making it also compulsory. So you can see the moment I go up now, it is showing me total marks 4 because I've added 4 question of 1 mark each. Automatically it is saying total marks 4. Now what I have to do is, now my form is ready. If I want to see the preview, I just click on this. Now your form will look like this when the child will open it on their end. So your form will look like this, that this marks will be visible. Which of the following is national animal of India? So let's say I am saying tiger. Then but when do we celebrate? So let me mark a wrong answer. So it's a Republic Day, but I am marking it as Independence Day. Let's see, just to show you how. And then I'm saying leaf, and then I'm saying which sense organ. So let's say I'm typing the answer here, nose, and I'm saying submit. So when I say, so the child after submitting this will get this type of window wherein he or she can have the view score option also. So I can say view score. Now you can see this is how your answers will look like. So the child has scored 3 out of 4 because, you know, purposely we have made one answer wrong. So which of the following is national animal of India? So it is showing that the correct answer is tiger. And this is my correct answer, this was also my correct answer. Now the second, which I deliberately marked wrong, so it is showing you the correct answer here, that 15th August is the correct answer. Now the last is which part of the this and this, you can see it is also marked correct, and I have got 1 out of 1. And then the last, which is the one word answer. So you can see here that in the one word also it is marked correct because I have entered all the 3 options in which child may can write. So it is showing me that extra information also, that we have total 5 sense organs. So this is all about how to create. So we have seen that how it will look like also, and the moment, you know, one response is added, you can see it is showing here in the respond window also. So as and when your students will be appearing for this quiz, these number of responses will keep on increases. And in this we have not restricted the entry of the same attempting of this form you know, for one time only. So the child can attempt this for multiple time. If I want that this should be limited to 1 response, then I have to keep it marked. So that's why when I am attempting this, so it is not showing me any restriction. After submitting the test, it is asking me if you want to add another response. I can always you know, make it as per my choice. Okay, now the last thing for today. So, you know, once my form is created and I just close the window here, my form is done now. I am just closing it here. And then when I'm going back to my Google Classroom, so you can see the form which I have created, it is already linked here. Now I just need to enter the title. I just give it a title, general knowledge quiz. And sorry, now you can see you know, this Google is showing us the spelling errors also. So it is been marked with red, and when you right click on that, it gives you the correct spelling. Now instructions also I can enter that you know, best of luck or whatever you want to give some guidelines to the students, you can always mention there in the instruction. And then as I told you, this is my just 4, it's a graded one, so I want to make it 4 marks only. It is for this class, for all students. If there is any due date, let's say, you know, whatever due date I want to set, I can set that also from there. So, you know, whatever way you want to do it. And then time also, if you wanted to do it by 2 o'clock or by 12 o'clock, so whatever way you want it, you can always set that time also. So, and then topic, yes, as I told you that right now I have 2 subject folders. So let's say this topic is in make, so I am just putting it in the English one, and that's it. I just need to say assign. The moment I say assign in my English subject, this new assignment will be assigned to all the students, those who are part of this class. I hope I am clear with the steps here. Now in the next video I will be sharing how to create a link for any of your subject material, your resource or your Google form, and then how to post that link in the Google Classroom. And then we will be also doing another tutorial on how to create subjective papers also, right? So thank you for now, and I request all of you to please subscribe my channel. From your end it may take just a fraction of second, but for me it's a great motivational source. So it will help me to make more videos with more enthusiasm. Thanks a lot, and bye for now.